people, guess what? We got monetized, and it's all thanks to you, each one of you, my MVPs, my most valuable players. You have stayed with me, you've listened to me, you know. It's been an interesting wild ride, you know, and I'm so grateful for you. And this win is for you. You know what, it's not so much the monetization bit. Of course, we are happy to, you know, receive whatever dollars we get, but mostly it's like a stamp of approval that actually what I say, you know, what I'm doing is actually something that is useful and valuable to each one of you that is watching me from all over the world. Oh, the diaspora people, the US people, UK, we have people from Austria, we have India, we have Germany, we have Italy, we have Turkey. You know, just looking at my demographics, I'm like, wow. And of course, Nigerians, man, thank you so much, my in-laws. You at least watch me 17%, the largest chunk of my, you know, watchers are from Nigeria. Thank you so much, especially the males. You know, it's quite interesting. When I was looking at my analytics, I saw that there's a lot of male supporters from Nigeria. Thank you so much, Kenya. You're number 2. You people, did you sell me and sell me completely? I'm still yours. Please, Kenyan subscribers, it would be nice to actually have more of you, and especially because this is for you, especially those that want to, you know, migrate, relocate, go to different places. As much as the culture shocks and the things I discuss here are not just peculiar to Nigeria, such you just know that wherever you go, you will experience different shocks, and also just in readiness for everything else that I'm just about to unleash. Thank you so very much, each one of you, young and old. It's so interesting to see that I even have viewers that are in the teenage bracket and up to 70 years. Wow, that really does humble me. Now, back to the big question of my why. Why did I start YouTube? You know, it's quite interesting. You know, initially people say, oh, you know, YouTube is for younger people, you know, and YouTube is for showing off, you know, it's about your lifestyle and all that. No, YouTube is a space where you can do anything and anything that you want, and it doesn't buy you, you know, age-wise. I mean, I think they say you have to be 18 to be able to, you know, access and, you know, reap from some of the benefits of. But even if you're 60 or 70 and you have a message that you want people to listen to, please, by all means, there's an audience, because we can learn from you. I learn from 20-year-olds, I learn from 30-year-olds, I learn from 40-year-olds, I learn from 50 years old. So it's very important for each one of us to have a voice. The other thing is that people are like, why do you even need YouTube? Do you need the income? It's not so much for the income. Of course, as I said, we are grateful for every stream of income, but that was not the motivator. If it was, I would have done it, you know, many years ago. But no, as I said, we are grateful, and I'm not discounting that fact. But honestly, for me, it was a space of self-expression. You people may not get this, but I'm actually a very shy person. You know, it's just because of my work and the places that I sit at that I actually have to get out and be out there, you know, speak to crowds, speak to people, speak to extremely powerful people, speak in communities. You know, I deal with people globally and also at grassroots level. So if it were left to me, I wouldn't do it, but because of the responsibility that I have to get out and speak. Now, post-pandemic, I mean, especially because of the pandemic, we weren't engaging as much, and as we started easing back into the active work life, I actually realized I was enjoying the pandemic time just too much, because I didn't have to speak to people all the time. I didn't need to get out there, you know, and as much as you'd still have meetings on Zoom and all that, you don't feel like you're in the face of people, but human interaction is extremely important. Now, post-pandemic, of course, things are not as before, but you find that you now have to travel more, you have to actually have more in-person meetings, so especially with there's some levels of meetings that you cannot have on Zoom, you know, and those are the ones that we sit at mostly. So just getting out there and actually realizing that you have to get out and deal with people, I was like, oh, this shyness, you know, I have to do something about it now. So this has really helped me, because when I looked at my views just, I think 2 days ago, they were at over 70,000 something, almost 75,000. And you know, that thing of looking at the analytics and seeing is 75,000 people from across the world know my face, have heard my voice and hear me. Do you know how much of a confidence boost that gives you? you know. And I've actually said that my voice matters. People are watching in, people are tuning in, people are subscribing, you know. As much as I've not been very active, you know, people continue to watch day by day. People are watching, people are watching, people are watching, you know. Of course, there's no video that has 0 views or 10 views. People are watching, you know. So the thing is that has really helped with my confidence, because I'm like, people that did not know me now know me. People that do not know the story of Nigeria know the story of Nigeria. People that do not know Kenya, people that don't know the different aspects of what I was speaking about now know it, and they are the better for it, hopefully. I mean, I don't speak negative things. So yeah, so it was such a great, you know, confidence boost for me, and I'm hoping that anyone that chooses to relocate from wherever have an ally and can actually, when they come across my channel, they can have the boldness to actually look and see, regardless of where they want to travel. And that helps other content creators too. If you want to move to Austria, we have Huku Austria. We have different people, Huku UK, we have Huku US, you know. Anybody can benefit from the experiences. Of course, that is from their eyes. Also bear in mind that when you're telling the stories, we are speaking from our own experiences, but it gives you a base. You're not going blindly into wherever you're going to. So the other thing is that because for me it's a space of self-expression. We're in a time and space where people just want to put you in a box and say you're a mother, you know, you're a professional in this area, just be content doing that. But we are so much more, you know. I am a multi-potentialite, and I have so many interests, and I do well in so many areas of my life. So I don't need to box myself and say, okay, so I'm gonna stay in this box and stay there forever and ever, amen. I can be all those things. When I was growing up, whenever people were asked that, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm the child that used to switch it up all the time. It doesn't mean that when I said that I wanted to be, I mean, the time I said I wanted to be a policeman, I was like, no, you cannot be that. And it's because for me, being in the police force meant law and order. You know, I come from a military family. My father was in the military, my mom was in the police force. So I saw the good work that they used to do, and I love that they were able to bring law and order, you know, especially at the levels at which they were working. I saw them help so many people. So for me, I'm like, I want to be that. And people are like, no, you can't be that. You're gonna be a doctor or a lawyer or something like that, or an engineer. But that part of me of social justice, of course, I'm not a police person and I'll never be, right? But the issue of social justice, as I understood, and that is to say, for all of you that have children, if your child today comes to say they want to be a doctor, and then and the next time they want to be a chef or a pilot, you know what, they can be a flying doctor. There's no reason why they cannot learn medicine and still be a pilot. I have a friend, he's a medical doctor, but he's also a licensed pilot, so he can do both. And let me tell you, that man is making a lot of money, so much money, and there's no way in the world that he cannot exist and make money and thrive, right? There's a part of me that I wanted to be a lecturer, right? So not a teacher, but a lecturer. I don't know what happened. So one day, my older brother was in university and went to visit him, and he sneaked me into his lecture room and was like, wow, look at that man, he's teaching so many people. And the lecture hall was so big, and I said that person must be extremely smart to be able to teach, because he was in a very technical, you know, course. And I was like, to be able to teach that, you must be extremely smart. So I want to be a lecturer. Now let me tell you people, I have stood on world stages to teach. I am not a lecturer, but I have spoken, you know, I have moderated, I have been a panelist, you know. So all these things come to play. So for me, this channel is a place for self-expression. Now the other thing is that I realized I have the gift of just simplifying very hard and technical things, and that's why I've also thrived in my career. You know, we can speak, I always say that, yes, we are smart and we can speak very technical terms, but if the people that you're serving or the people that you're speaking to cannot understand what they're saying, what you're saying, then it's all, you know, it's all futile. So I have that gift of actually simplifying things, because once you understand, it doesn't help that you want to show people how smart you are, to use very technical things that people will not understand. Remember also that Jesus spoke in parables, right? If Jesus spoke as he spoke, we may never have understood in his capacity, but that's why Jesus actually spoke in parables, to be able to make the masses understand and be transformed by his message. So I understood that I have that gift of actually simplifying things. So that's why I'm able to talk about very hard things in a way that people understand. So that has also helped me in my career, because it means that even when, let's say, a decision maker, like let's say the president of a company or whatever, is supposed to do something and they cannot see the sense, I'm able to go in and actually explain to them in terms as per their designation in a way that they can understand, you know. So I can relate with anybody, whether it's a president or whether it's somebody at community level. So I said, you know what, let me tell these stories. Now, the thing that I would never have done this if it was not my husband that was pushing me. I remember the time we went to Rwanda, right? And there's a classmate of mine, a former classmate in primary school that is based in Rwanda. She works in one of those top banks in Rwanda. So you see, when Africans are migrating into other African countries, Rwanda is just 1 hour away from Kenya by flight. So as we're having dinner, she was telling my husband about me in primary, how I was in primary school. So she said many things. But the thing that stuck, she was like, you know, Pauline, she always used to have, so if you were best in a particular subject or really good at something, they would give you a badge, right? So it's like one of the badges that were constantly, or I always had, was the English badge and all that. And compositions, because I had a very imaginative and vivid imagination. Reason being because when you grow up with older siblings, you're exposed to so much. You're exposed to older people's music, you're exposed to older people's programs, and most importantly, I read books that I wasn't supposed to read at, let's say, by 10 years. I'd read so many Sidney Sheldons and many Jackie Collins. If you have older siblings, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. Those are not books that I should have read. But it's not that they had any like dirty content, because my mother would never allow dirty content in the house, but it also exposed me to another world, you know. I knew about the rock stars, the 60s, 70s era, you know. I knew so much, you know. So when you have older siblings, then you're exposed to so much that your age mates are not exposed to. And I mean, like I said, I'm almost a last born, like literally. So there's a younger brother after me. So all that exposure, that meant my imagination. And because I was a child that never used to go out to play and all that, I would read a lot. So by the time I'm writing a composition, man, I will entertain the teacher, you know. So if the teacher is like older, they're getting really entertained. I'm not talking about, oh, you know, the cat went and did what. My my vocabulary and my level of imagination was high. So she told my husband that, oh, you know, Pauline always used to have those badges. She was really good. That there's a time that even, apparently, I can't even remember, that the president was in the province. Then it was province, not county. And I don't know, they read my composition or something, or my poem. I think it was my poem. Yeah, my poem. And then there's a time that my composition was the best in the district. I can't even remember, honestly. It was many years ago. And I would write really well and those kind of things. So, and also when I post something on Facebook or something, like, when are you writing a book? When are you writing a book? But you know, people will tell you to write books and they'll not buy them. So that, and then also that apparently I'm entertaining. That's what my friends tell me. I've always thought of myself as a very boring person. So this was a way for me to actually exercise that particular gift, you know, of storytelling, you know. So here I am bringing you the stories. The other thing is because when I grew up, as I was growing up, I believed I had no talents, by the way. Honestly, I won't lie to you. So as people could dance, other people could sing, other people could, I don't know, act. I did not have any talent. It was so bad that I was actually chased out of the home science class. Believe it or not, seriously, in high school, when you know, you elect subjects, right? So when you get to Form 2 or Year 2 in high school, you now get your specialized subjects. And honestly, the home science teacher told me, no, Pauline, please don't take home science. So I ended up doing all the sciences because, yeah, they said that, I mean, I couldn't sew. They believed I could not cook. And to date, I have some weaknesses because if I have brand new clothes that just need adjustment, like brand new, never worn, like that were bought for, yeah. But because they need a bit of adjustment, maybe I've lost a bit of weight or something, or maybe I wear something once, twice, and the button comes off, I don't fix it. That's my husband really is the one that will now start helping with the buttons. I'm just not gifted in that way. But honestly, I can cook. I'm a great cook, at least. I'm a really, really good cook. I cook really, really well. But generally, I would rather not do things with my hand. But I keep our home really well. I take care of everything. But I was chased out of home science. They just said, you're very good in theory, you get everything. Actually, you get 30 out of 30. But when it comes to the practicals, and yet home science is like the practicals are what matters. No, you can't make it. You just go. So I grew up knowing that I didn't have skills or talents. In high school, the other thing that my brother made me do music. Imagine somebody who can't sing, who can do, who can dance, does music. Now my brother is in the medical field. So he said, you know why you do music? Because you learn something. And I'll tell you something, music has taught me a lot of the analytical skills that I have. I was very good. If I hear like when I was doing classical music, I already know where something is going when I hear the beginning of it. I don't know if that makes sense, right? So I'm very good with my analytical skills. Because for example, one of the exercises we used to do is listen to classical music and then write the notes. You get? So I was good at it. I could tell that's you know, D sharp, that's E, that's scale. I've forgotten all those terms, but you shall get what I'm saying. So that helped me, and I really cried when they said I should do music, but it has really helped me. I still thrived, I did well, but I still believed that I had no talent even growing up. In fact, when I met my husband, I said, you know, I have no talent. He said, you have skills, you have such great skills. Some people, not everyone can draw, not everyone can paint, not everyone can dance, not everyone can sing. But you know, as children, we always looked as per what we could do. So apparently, storytelling is a great skill, other than many other skills. So here I am, just sharing, you know, these gifts, you know, with you all. So why should you start YouTube? If you have a message, if you have a story, each of us has a message and each has a story. Of course, not everybody can and should have a YouTube channel, but it's extremely important that you should learn to tell your story, that you should share your skills and your talents. For example, like now, there's some segments I want to playlist that I will have on this channel that will help people in their career, you know. For example, what the kind of questions that you should ask in an interview, what kind of job should you take or what should you not take. If you want to build this kind of career, what should you do, what should you not do, you know, just life and career chronicles. And please, if you're watching this and if you're interested in that, please let me know, because I feel that those of us who have been able to chart our way and get into careers that did not exist before, or actually have positions built for us because of the skill set that we bring, or be able to occupy some seats, especially if you don't have a godfather or anyone holding your hand, please let me know if you're interested. And I will start that. And even if you don't show interest, I'll still do it because I feel that I should do it. And also, as I've grown older, I realized that there's so much, and let me tell you, there's sin of omission and commission. The sins that you commit is not only the things that you do, it's the things that you don't do. If you were supposed to help one person and you didn't, you've actually committed sin. You know, think about it. If you had a door that you could open for someone and you didn't open, do you know that you've committed a sin? So you actually need to do all the things that you need to do, you know, and also accept yourself as a multidimensional person. You know, you're not just a mom or a dad, you're not just a career or a nurse or a doctor or an engineer finished. No, if you're interested in your arts, and you're still a doctor, that's good. And let me tell you what happens. Magic happens when you marry your skills and your passions. I'm telling you, magic happens. So please, if you want to start YouTube, please do, you know. And you need to know that you are your own person and you choose to do what you want to do. You don't have to show your home, you don't have to show you don't need to fake your life, you know. I could as well do a house tour and all that. I know people would, but I've chosen not to do that. Not at this time. It doesn't help. I can show you house tours of empty houses in Nigeria, but I don't want you to move away from what is important, from the message, you know. So the people, and I'm not saying it's bad to do house tours or to show off your life or whatever. No, what I'm trying to say and to encourage you is that don't think YouTube is for showing the glam. Please, do you and be yourself. There's one channel that I really like. It's called Rose and Anzai. It's about this Ugandan that got married to a Chinese and she lives in rural China, and she shows the day-to-day life, and it makes me so happy because she lives such an authentic life. One of the things I feel, and people have written to me, they found me on Facebook or Instagram, and they're like, we like how authentic and how real you are, without because you're the wife of a Nigerian. No, please, I am just me, you know. The ones that have glamorous lives, let them show it. The ones that want to do, please let people do. But you, if you want to start, don't feel the pressure that you have to have a particular standard. You set the standards for yourself. You'll find your tribe. So you guys, thank you so very much. You're the most valuable players. you know, in this arena of my life. I am so grateful to you, and thank you so much for your support. May God bless you, expand you, and anything that you want to do may turn to gold, you know. But do good things, please. Do great things, don't do bad things, don't do illegal things, and don't do sinful stuff. Thank you so much. Please remember to subscribe, because some of you actually watch me and you don't subscribe. A good number of you. Please subscribe. It really does help. Comment, like. Sometimes even if you have no words, just like. And those of you that would like to be rude, please don't be rude. It doesn't help. We don't do negativity here. You can speak your truth regardless of whatever it is, but please be respectful, because whatever you put there, you might think you're trying to be rude to me, but there's an army of people that watch. Just look at the comment section of my videos. Thank you so very much. God bless you and keep you. Remember to subscribe. Please just don't watch and move away. It doesn't cost you nada to subscribe, and you can put on the notification bell so that whenever I post, you can see. Thank you so much. I really value you people. Thank you. Bye bye.